Hey, good girls and fellas, praying that you're having a great day, praying that all is indeed well. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the For the Good Girls blog. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If this is your very first time visiting my blog, I would like to say welcome. Welcome to the For the Good Girls blog. I'm so excited that you are here. So please go ahead and explore the page. Just enjoy everything that's on my blog. You can click the link in my bio, or just go ahead and look at all the YouTube videos of any of my previous blogs. If you are returning and you have been following me for quite some time, I would like to say welcome back and thank you so much for your love, your support, and your consistency. So what everybody can do right now is you can share this, you can copy the link and share it via text or via email, and also you can follow my blog so that you can receive all updated notifications anytime I post a new blog or for any future events that I may be having. So before I jump into our blog for today, I would like to say thank y'all so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your patience for me to post this blog. I know last week I did not post a blog, and that's because I have been sick, and I am much better now, as you can see. I was going through some things with my body, didn't know what was going on, figured out what it was, and here I am, and God has been so good to me. So now let's jump into our blog for today. And the blog, as you can see in the title, is called This Joy I Have. So for those who are church kids, or you've gone to a church, you may have heard this phrase that it says, "This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me, the world can't take it away." This joy that I have, that Tamika Evelina Singleton has, cannot be taken away from anybody. You cannot take the joy that I have. The only way that I can get rid of this joy that I have is if I get rid of it. But I'm just super excited for the position that God has me in. So many things have happened in my life. So many things are happening in my life. I've been awarded so many opportunities for me to progress in life. And it's literally just been, well, first of all, just God being just so good to me, just God just blessing me and keeping his promises to me. But I'm just so grateful for it. I worked hard to get into the positions that I'm in now. I work diligently. I still have some work to do. I'm not finished. There's so much more that God has in store for me. But the position that I'm in right this moment, I am so joyful and I'm so grateful for what God has given me. So I really just want to just get on here today just to talk about the joy that you have, the joy that God has given you, the joy that God has merited you to have. I want you to understand, do not allow yourself to give that away or allow someone else to try to take it away from you, because first of all, they didn't give it to you in the first place. God gave you that joy. And also, it is so much better to be in a position to have joy than to be in a place of being malicious or jealous or just having a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Having a lot of resentment in your heart, having a lot of hate inside of you. And one of the reasons, or one of the ways that you can continuously keep the joy that you have is, one, have a relationship with God, having a relationship with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and just really understanding who you are in him and who he created you to be. So many of us are going through life not knowing who we are, not knowing what our purpose is, not knowing what it is that God has called us to do. But I just want to encourage you to just continue to have the joy in your heart, the joy that God has given you, the joy that God has blessed your life with. Continue to have that joy. You all see what's going on in our world, whether it's hatred or whether it's people going against the will of God, whether it's, just murder and just so much malice that's happening and so much hate that's happening in this world. I cling onto my joy because of those moments. A friend and I were talking today. I was on my way home from work, and we were talking about like how terrible our road rage used to be. Yes, your girl used to have some serious road rage. And the things that we used to do in those moments of rage, and it's like it literally changes. Like you could be having like a great ride home or whatever the case may be, having a great day, and then something happens and then immediately your mood absolutely switches. So we were talking about it because we were talking about, things just happen in the world and just, we just can't believe, what's going on. And yeah, it's just a lot going on. And we both are now in a place of just having just like literal, like authentic joy, the joy that God has given us. And we worked hard to get to this place in our life, and we're not going to allow anybody else or our own selves to just take that away from us. Like, we've worked hard to get to a place of peace. We worked hard to have the joy that God has given us. And if somebody cut me off in traffic, I've learned to, like, you know what, God, I'm having a great time. I'm having a joyous day. Like, some things may have happened, but I'm happy. I'm joyful. I'm grateful. I'm in a great mood. And we should not allow or hand that joy over to anybody because of something so simple as someone cutting you off. I didn't always have joy. I didn't always be in a place of being joyful. Like, I used to carry around a lot of resentment, a lot of malice, a lot of hate, a lot of things that I should not have been carrying around, a lot of burdens, unnecessary burdens that I was putting on myself. And then over time, like, I really made a conscious decision just to be like, you know what, God, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live with all of this heaviness on me. I want to live the life that you have called me to be. Called for me to live. So I became intentional. I started praying a whole lot more. I started reading a whole lot more. I started spending time with him a whole lot more. When you spend time, excuse me, when you spend time with the person, with the God who created love, who created joy, who created peace, who created long suffering, who created all of those things, that's the key of getting what it is that you need. So I'm like, God, you have the joy that I need. So I need to spend time with you in order to get it. So I did cut some people out of my life who were not bringing me peace and not bringing me joy and not bringing me like calmness. Like, I had to let some people go or put some people to the side and deal with them accordingly, and just really just seek after God for that joy, for the things that I really, really needed. So it is super important for us to really spend time with God, to really just understand who it is that he created us to be. The joy of the Lord literally is our strength. That's our strength. In those moments when you feel like reacting in a negative way, or you feel like giving somebody a piece of your mind, you really have to, like, okay, this is what happens to me. Like, if someone cuts me off, or if it's a situation where someone's being malicious or whatever the case may be. Now, you could say I have every right to respond back the way I want to respond, but you really have to think about it, especially today, and the way people react with shooting people in traffic and just being nasty. Like, God creates like it's like a quick, like a movie in my head, like he just plays like a movie. Okay, Tamika, if you react this way, this is how it's going to end. This is the result of how it's going to turn out if you react the same way that person reacted towards you. I think I told y'all this before. Not sure if I did or not, but I was last Christmas, it was like the Christmas Eve or a couple days before Christmas. I was in traffic and I got in front of this guy. He wasn't happy, and he was beeping his horn at me, cussing at me through his car because I couldn't hear him, but I could read his lips. I could read lips really well. And he was calling me all kinds of mother effers, and I was just like, I was going like this in the window, like, okay, all right. And he was like, you effing nigger, and put up his middle finger. And I am like, in my mind, like, for a split second, God just played a movie in my head. Like, if you respond back the way you normally respond, it's going to be ugly. Like, literally a split second, God just showed me what it looks like. So instead of what I would normally do, like what I would do years ago, not like recently, but like years ago, I'm gonna tell you what I would have done years ago. Years ago, I would have jumped out of my car. I would have went to his car. I would have knocked on his window or got something out of my car to hit his window or try to break his window. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all listen, I'm delivered, saved, set free. That's how I would react back in the day. I was literally talking to my friend about that. I used to jump out of cars. I used to knock on people's windows. I used to threaten to break their window. I was chasing a car in the middle of the street one day because he hit my car and he pulled off. And I was like, absolutely not. And I had a young lady in my car that day, and I told her, I said, get out and go to school. And she was like, okay. I parked my car in the middle of the street. I jumped out and I turned around and I ran and I chased this car down. Yes, I caught up with the car. I was banging on his window, telling him off. And it was ugly. But to fast forward back to the story, instead of me responding that way, I just blew him a kiss. I went like that. I was like, have a great Christmas and God bless you. I really had to think about it. I really had to think, okay, if I do all those extra things, I'm going to be in jail on Christmas. My family is going to be so disappointed in me. My family is going to be so sad and upset and not know what to do. Then my family got to bail me out. I got to tell my mama where my money is so she could come bail me out. Like, you really, all of that stuff, you got to take an effect before you react to certain things. So I've chosen to have joy. I've chosen not to respond to negative situations. Another situation, I recently had to end a friendship with someone who was near and dear to my heart. But because of the severity of what took place, the relationship had to end. And I could have been bitter about it. I could have called the person and cussed them out and told them how I felt and what they did was wrong. I could have done all of those things. But because I'm at such a different place in my life, I chose to react differently. And the response that the reaction that I got to the situation, because it was so hurtful, I just cried. I cried. I released that anger. I released that hurt. And I literally prayed for the person. I prayed for them. I said, God, what do you want me to do? And it's clear as day. God said, pray for them. Pray for them. Pray that they get peace. Pray that they get understanding. Pray that they can get over whatever insecurities or whatever issues that they're going through. Just pray for them because they need it. And God did tell me this, they need me now more than ever. So even if I can't be a friend to that person, I can still pray for that person instead of talking about them behind their back, saying how wrong they were. I could have done all of those things, but because I'm trying to live a different kind of life, because you have to understand everything that you do, you're held accountable for it. And God keeps a record of the things that you do. So I chose to do what God wanted me to do. So I pray for that person. And I as hurtful as it was, and it still kind of like stings a little bit today. The residue of the relationship ending. Still stings a little bit, but I'm at peace. I'm at peace with it because I made the decision that God wanted me to make. And walking away was the decision, because we have to understand that everything and everybody does not have to go with you until that you take your last breath. There is a season for everything, and that's a Bible. That is Bible. There is a season for everything and for everybody. So I just wanted to get on here and just encourage you guys to just continue to have the joy and the peace that God has given you, and don't relinquish any of that for anything or anybody. I don't care who it is, the ex-boyfriend, the ex-girlfriend, the ex-friend, whoever, whatever, do not give up your peace. Do not give up your joy for anybody. I recently, trying to figure out how much should I tell y'all. I recently had a conversation with someone who I love dearly. And well, actually a couple people that I love dearly. And I've had this conversation with quite a few people that are close to me. And it's like I get, I wouldn't say bitter, but I get a little frustrated with my single life. Now, granted, I am content with who I am. I am content with where I am, because regardless if I'm in a relationship or out of a relationship, I'm going to be good because I have God. However, I do, y'all know this, I do have a desire to be married. So sometimes my peace and my joy gets a little, shaken when I'm just like, God, like, what's up? What's up, God? Like, what's good? Like, your girl, your daughter, she got her life together, her credit good, her money good, she look good. So I be ready to like give up my peace and my joy to just be like, okay, God, like, he look good. I think he's straight. And I could probably work with him a little bit. And God just like, absolutely not. You're not going to sacrifice. That's exactly what it is. Sacrifice everything that you work hard for. And the most recent two people that I had this conversation with, and I ain't gonna tell y'all who it is because I don't want y'all into my business. But one of them said something to me that's very simple, but it's profound. And they told me to be super patient, just keep doing what I'm doing, and don't settle for anything. That same person also said to me years ago, they gave me an example, and I love this example that they gave me. At this time, that person was on a cane, and they said, I was telling them that I had recently broken up with my boyfriend, and I was a little sad about it. Not little, I was very sad about it. And even though I knew that person was trash, Lord forgive me for calling your person trash, but he was trash. But anyway, it was the trash that I picked up, and I dumped that trash back off where it was supposed to be. But anyway, the person that gave me advice said to me, after I said, I broke up and I was sad or whatever the case, they picked up their cane and they said, you see this cane? I got a new cane. And I'm just like, did you just hear me say I broke up with my boyfriend and you talk about a goddamn cane? But I, being, whoever, I sat and listened. Is I got this cane, and it's a nice cane. And I bought it from the store. But the issue with the cane was because I'm tall, and it just wasn't giving me what I needed because it was too low. So I got a cane made, a custom made cane. And I got the custom made cane, and it was, measured to where I needed it to be. And it was perfect because it was made just for me. They got quiet. Then they looked at me and they said, God has something and has someone custom made just for you. Therefore, don't settle for whatever's on the shelf, because anybody can take things off the shelf. But God has something custom made just for you, specifically just for you. So I carry that with me a lot. And I'm reminded that anytime I become impatient, or anytime I'm ready, just throw in a towel along with my joy, peace, happiness, like everything, I'm ready to just sacrifice, just to have the one thing that I want. And I could get that one thing, but that one thing may come with a whole lot of junk, a whole lot of stuff. And yeah, so I am going to be patient. I am going to keep my peace. I am going to keep my joy, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep asking God where my husband at though. That won't stop. I'm like, Lord, is he here today? Is no, not today, maybe tomorrow. Okay, next week. What about Tuesday at 3 o'clock? Okay, we'll see. So just keep your joy, your peace, and just don't let anything or anybody, not even yourself, put you in a position where you disconnect yourself from God and from his will. Like you literally pull the cover, like God literally has us covered. And because we become impatient and because we want to do things our way, we literally take what God has protected us with and we pull it back just so that we can see things the way we want to see it. And God's like, listen, I'm filtering things for you. I'm protecting things, protecting you from things. I'm protecting you from unseen dangers. Like I know for a fact, that I should not be here, literally walking the earth. I should not be here. The reason why I say that is because like I drive fast, and I've gotten better with my driving, but like literally God has kept me out of accidents. God has protected me from, like, I grew up in an urban community. There was a case where I was supposed to go work out one day and I decided to change my clothes at the last minute. Literally took me 60 seconds to change my clothes. By the time I came back down the steps, there was gunshots going off, blaring, and one bullet went through my car window where would have been sitting had I not decided to change my clothes, or I believe the Holy Spirit had not nudged me to go change my clothes. That was nothing but God. So like I know that God has been protecting me from seen and unseen dangers. Someone followed me up my steps in my home when I used to live in Philadelphia. That could have been traumatic for me and my family. So I know that God has protected me. I know that he's watching over me, and I know that he's keeping me. So I will stay covered. I will continue to take on the things, whatever it is that God has for me, joy, peace, patience, everything, whatever it is that God has for me, I will be here for it. So this joy I have, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. That's all I have for y'all today. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I miss y'all. I promise y'all, I will try not to skip a week anymore. So, before I let y'all go, just one last thing, because I know this video has already been a little lengthy, but somebody has a birthday coming up. Can you guess who? Me. And guess what? On my birthday is my 1-year anniversary. And I think I'm going to do something special. So y'all stay tuned for my upcoming vlogs, as well as I'm going to do a special anniversary vlog in a special place. One of my favorite places in the world. I'm so excited for it. Can't wait for it. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. I pray that y'all have a great day. Thank y'all so much for joining me. And of course, I love y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.